Welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. This is episode 38. In the last episode we went to the circus. We got assaulted by a clown. Well, he tried to assault us, but we dodged that shit. Played some circus games, found some loot. Nice. It was a good little beach episode. In today's episode we are going to head to Sheres's Caress because we have to talk to Voss, we have to talk to Valeria. And who knows who else will show up, you know? So let's head out there. We just had to hide inside while we're doing the intro because people out here are so loud. I might actually buy a paper before we head off.
You again? You're becoming a bit of a regular, aren't you? Not complaining, not complaining. So, you'll be wanting a copy of today's edition of the Baldur's Mouth Gazette then?
Get our second paper.
Have I ever told you you're my favourite customer? You are. It's the truth.
Thank you. I will try to remember to get one every day. We'll see. Just so I can, you know, bring out the paper so you guys can read it if you want to, see what's different. But it will be hard to remember because I never actually remember to do it.
Welcome to Sheres's Caress, where our libations and sensual indulgences restore even the weariest souls.
Oh, this is where we have to be.
Damn, Hoots! That new batch burns stronger than a pit fiend's fist.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Take it however you want. But I'll be having my usual from now on. Oh. It's Raphael's favorite misadventurer. Good to see you again. Even if you have put me out of pocket. The boss bet me 5 soul coins you'd reach the city in one piece. He rented a room upstairs in the hope that you'd drop by.
What does he want with me?
He wants to help you save the world. What else? Take your time. Have a drink. Sample the goods. Go see him when you're feeling refreshed.
We saw Corella in Shadow Curse Lanes briefly.
An elf. Such temptation. I loved many in my day, but never one so fair. Grace, elegance, just waiting to be shattered. Oh yes, I know your bliss. A sturdy dwarf, a leather whip, she gives, you receive. Or have I misjudged you?
I mean, I wouldn't say no, but can we talk about something else?
Sweeting, are you blushing? There is no shame in pleasure, even less when the pleasure is pain. It's Fionn you seek, our stern librarian. She isn't here today, alas. Your penance must wait.
Fionn, you
Well,
say?
We've other ways to fill your void. A drink for one, a pair of drow for another. Choose your sin.
Well, I think I found Fionn, because I did speak with Deed.
Murdered! Ye gods, the poor thing! Oh, by the mother of cats, I pray she didn't suffer. They'll miss that face. Else, the regulars will miss her more. They swarmed her like honeybees at the hive. Oh. Losing Fionn slashed a big hole in my coin purse. I should get to replacing her.
I'm all for lining my coin purse, but even I'd say that's moving on a bit quick.
Sweeting, this is Baldur's Gate. I've seen more murders than a butcher's right eye. There'll be time for tears. Cruel as it is, I must turn my mind to business, or, more precisely, the lack of it.
Could you spare a reward for this information?
I have little coin, but I offer sin in abundance. Talk with the Drow Twins in the tap room. They're legends among the regulars, almost myths. Tell them they're your gift from the Mamselle, and let them show you why. Anything else on your mind, sweeting?
It's interesting she doesn't have coin. She should.
Come to pay your respects to the real lady of the house, I see. What a clever creature you are. It's your lucky day. I am receiving compliments at this time, and you are most welcome to make an offering.
Your eyes are too baleful jewels that strike fear into the most complacent of wrecks.
Oh, you are quite correct. I consider them one of my finest features. The unwashed rabble who frequent this establishment have much to learn from your deference, and I must suffer their foibles alone. But they do say a burden shared is a burden halved.
What are your thoughts on the clientele?
That's rather a broad topic. We get all sorts here. But there is one frequent visitor whose very presence offends me. He dresses fabulously, but stinks of the hells. Something infernal, to be sure. Abhorrent.
And what's that shady peer over there whispering about?
Can't you hear from here? They're talking about the new top cat in the criminal underbelly. Go and listen for yourself. As for them personally, one never washes and instead douses himself with rose oil, while the other can't hold his drink.
Do I want to know about who's through those fancy curtains?
The Drow, two of our most popular courtesans. A night with them seems to be rather life-changing, if you can afford it. Of course, they are siblings, but judging from the throngs of clients they draw, most of the city is as disgusting as they are.
Thanks, Kira. Good information from Kira the Cat.
You're looking parched, sweetheart. Another tankard?
Else, darling, another sip and I'm like to spill over. But other hankering for spicier flavours. How about you give me a taste? What'd you say, doll? Have a sit on my lap. Let's see what pops up.
Darling, how you set me a quiver. You are a beast among men. No, a dragon, setting my phoenix nest aflame. I shall slake your thirst, dragon. You will part your lips and drink of my essence.
Oh, I will drink your essence.
Hoots, order up! Another tankard for the fist.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
The two men bark softly to each other. A single name reaches your ears. Nine Fingers. It's a name you know. Nine Fingers is the head of the Guild, a criminal organization operating inside Baldur's Gate.
You rats with the Guild now? Heard Nine Fingers met her match.
The new kingpin? All meat and muscle, that one. And wild as a werebear. If he's looking to oust Nine Fingers, my blade's got his back.
Sounds messy as the ninth hell. Must be why she called us to help.
Is that right? The way I heard it, you Zent cut a deal with the new... Hold on. You there! Getting up in our affairs?
Maybe a little bit. I'm looking to join the guild. How about you point me the way?
Look, this subject's not safe. You selling your services, beat feet to the Guildhall. Lower City, Basilisk Gate, Guildhall. And that's all you're getting from me. Now scram! The chat's officially closed.
Oh, hello, Arthur.
Nine hells! You followed me all the way here? What could you possibly want with me now?
Well, I found some explosive toy beers you donated to the refugees.
What? How? Nine hells. Whatever you think, you know, I'm sure some gold would help you to forget.
Keep your gold. I want answers.
I'm just a simple toy maker, an artisan. I don't know anything. They would have killed me if I refused to rig the toys. And they're definitely going to kill me now.
Who is they?
I can't tell you. I won't tell you.
Tell me who they are. or you'll be dead before they even get to you.
All right. Just don't hurt me. The teddy bears were an experiment. My greatest invention. A clever little device in their chest allows them to speak. But there's more. Smoke powder. Inside the device. I collect packages from Valoria's fireworks in the lower city and stuff the bears with it. Not because I want to. Because I have to. Otherwise, they'll kill me.
So you'd rather kill children than risk your own skin?
It sounds terrible when you put it like that, but maybe you can put a stop to this whole operation. I don't know who's in charge, but it starts at the fireworks shop. That's where the packages come from. Go there. Tell them Uncle Valeria sent you, and they'll show you the smoke powder. Lots of it. There. I told you what you wanted to know. Now, will you let me go?
His plea comes with an offering. A pass granting you access to the lower city.
Get out of my sight.
Oh, I will, thank you. Thank you so much.
Honestly, this quest with Arthur and the exploding beers and stuff, the end of it is kind of a little bit shit. It doesn't really go anywhere, but we'll follow it while we can, you know, might as well.
A new face? Looking for another chapter of dirty lore for your biography?
You have but to ask, and we can grant you a moment of pleasure. Don't be shy.
How did you end up here?
I used to work as a courtesan back home, and my sister as an artisanal masseuse. But men are treated like dogs by the Underdark's matriarchs, so we fled.
We found surfacers craved the body of a drow like a drug. Life is easy in our line of work.
And are you sure this is where you want to be?
It was not my work itself that has ever been a challenge to me. Merely the circumstances. I worked in this business in the Underdark, but it grew to festering monotony. The entirety of Drow culture is obsessed with bondage beyond reason. While such activities have their charms, I yearned to reach greater depths. And there is no society on this planet more laterally, imaginatively, and confusingly depraved as that of Baldur's Gate. Although of late, I do feel like I've seen everything. Perhaps you'll show me something new.
Well, I'm glad you found a place you feel safe.
I'd have to restrain myself far more than any play bindings do if I worked in another field. This is a place where I can be myself boundlessly. There are so many who come to me speaking of a fixation that no one else has ever been able to share with them, and never will again. A once-in-a-lifetime moment of passion. Every day. What could be better? Don't you want to try it? Trust me, you don't want to miss my signature Mesobaranzan love trick.
And is that your partner with you? What a gorgeous couple. Perhaps we could come to an agreement.
What kind of agreement?
We want both of you, silly, at the same time.
Well, it's a fascinating prospect. I'd like you all to myself. At least the first time.
I feel the same way.
I'm glad. Provided we survive, there's plenty of nights yet to come.
Generally, Shadowheart is all about it, but, well, we haven't long rested that much in Act 3 yet.
Another case closed, another bottle open. Huzzah to Valeria!
Valeria.
Hang on a tick. I recognize that face. You were talking to Yanis after I left the temple. I'll bet she's put you up to something.
Afraid so. I've found new evidence, investigator.
Why must you busybodies insist on interrupting a perfectly good night? I know that look. You remind me of Devella. Fine. If you doubt my conclusions, out with it. What have you found?
Who's Devella?
My assistant. She's posted in the lower city investigating Duke Stelmane's murder. Now, back to it. What have you found?
We found quite a lot, actually. We've got a bowl plot going on. We found the murder weapon and Father Logan's corpse. There was another body at the flop house. And a group of shapeshifting assassins under the team fort. Which one do you want to know about?
That's quite the discovery. Doesn't tell me everything, though. Why was Logan killed?
Well, I assume for the same reason all the other people on the target list. To gain Bowl's favour.
Really? You as well? Devella's been harping on about Baal for months. Fancies herself something of an expert. I assumed it was just a bunch of conspiracy codswallop and fear-mongering. But she's been unusually insistent about this one, even for her. Fine. I'll bite. What's your theory?
Well, it's not a theory, because I have proof. This document contains information connecting the murders to the Bowless resurgence.
No need to wave documents at me. I'm already drowning in paperwork as it is. Constable Devella is going to be a real pain in the trunk about this. Since you seem to be on an obnoxiously similar wavelength, why don't you seek her out? She'll be at the Elf Song Tavern. Show her the list, and I'll stay and inform the Fist here. Oh, and you'll need this pass. It'll give you access to the lower city.
Thanks, Valeria.
Well, what are you waiting for? You've a bloody conspiracy to solve. Move!
Just having my drink.
Moan loudly in the library at all times.
Moan loudly in the library at all times.
Devil's Den.
You must hear me, Devil. I will do whatever it takes. Give you anything you ask.
There is only one thing in this world that I desire. You do not have it, and you never will.
The Kithrak? What deal would he make with this devil?
You must help me, Raphael, for the sake of my people.
Hush now, Voss. These guests may not know it yet, but they want the same thing that you do. And unlike you, they have something of value to offer in return.
Lae'zel, Talak Magir. The devil holds the key to freeing the Gith people. Right here, right now. You could seal our fate. Whatever you discuss with this devil, I must hear of it. Find me below in the tap room, once you're loosed from his claws.
I love this music in the background.
I'm glad you came. Not to my door, not yet, but to the final reckoning. One more thing before we begin, though.
Silence.
For the first time since the Nautiloid, your mind is clear. It's unsettling.
Did you just cure me of the tadpole with a click of your fingers?
Wouldn't that be exquisite? But no. I'm afraid the tadpole is still there. But I did shut out your other visitor for a while, so we can enjoy some privacy. The Illithid can't hear us.
Then speak freely. Tell me why you brought me here.
I brought you here because I'm true to my word, and I can make all of this tadpole business go away. which means you and your lovely friends can remain blessedly free of tentacles. Let us speak plain. I'll admit, you've impressed me. I wasn't sure you'd make it this far, but no matter how far you come, you're still on the road to ruin. A road that leads directly to a confrontation with the Elder Brain. At best, it will kill you and everyone else in this city. At worst, it will assimilate you, and you won't have enough free will left to even wish you were dead. You have the key to destroying it in the palm of your hand, though.
The prism?
In a manner of speaking. But it's the one inside the prison that you need, not the Illithid, the Gith. I can give you the means to break him free.
Speak, devil. We're listening.
Why would I want to free him?
I suppose you'd rather suck on the Emperor's tentacles till the end of your days? Orpheus is your only hope of surviving this horror show without devolving into an Illithid. To you, he will be a friend. After all, you're at war with an Elder Brain.
All the evidence I've seen suggests Orpheus is my enemy and the Emperor my ally.
If I'd realized you were so gullible, I'd have tricked you into selling your soul for a pocketful of beans when we first met. To the Emperor, you are nothing more than a beast of burden, one that will transport it to the Elder Brain. An ox requires food, and the occasional beating to keep it moving. You are simpler. The Emperor's words serve as both carrot and stick.
Perhaps it is true that Orpheus would ally with you against the Elder Brain. But if he proves uncooperative once free, you may have to kill him.
Well, it's worth taking the risk. How do I free Orpheus?
The Orphic Hammer. An artifact capable of shattering the chains that hold Prince Orpheus is held securely in my House of Hope, even now.
Very convenient that you have exactly what I need.
Isn't it just? And it's even more convenient that you can give me exactly what I want in return.
And what are you hoping to get out of this exactly?
Power. You free Orpheus, and in doing so save the city, the Sword Coast, perhaps the whole world, and your own precious skin too. And you give me the crown that dominates the Elder Brain. And you, Lae'zel of Kalir, want to free the Forgotten Prince, do you not?
I want nothing more.
Then it is settled, is it not? A crown for a hammer. A bargain of a lifetime, Lae'zel of Kalir.
Handing that crown to this devil will be like feeding gunpowder to a lava worm. Agree to nothing.
What exactly is the crown?
Power. Ancient and full of wonder. I have craved it ever since the arch-wizard Karsus created it, long centuries ago, and brought doom to the Empire of Netheril. That was the great age of humanity, and Netheril's flying sky cities were the apex of civilization. I was there the day it all fell apart. Entire cities plummeted from the sky like angels with broken wings. The screams, oh, the screams. Hundreds of thousands of people watching in horror as the ground came up to meet them. It was not a happy meeting, and Karsus was responsible. Not driven by malice, but by ambition. He forged a crown imbued with all the powers of magic. A crown that would make any who wore it a god. Men cannot contain so much power. The crown destroyed its creator, and his empire fell with him. Karsus's folly, the bards and scholars call it. I call it hope. The hope of creating a better world, and the perils of unchecked hubris. I knew then that the folly of mortals could be the triumph of devils, and that I could use that crown to unite the Nine under one Archdevil Supreme. Me.
What makes you think you'd succeed in using the crown where Karsus couldn't?
I am no mortal, and I do not fail.
Didn't think you'd yell. Well, if you don't fail, how come you didn't get the crown way back when?
The archdevil Mephistopheles snatched up the crown and squirreled it away in one of his vaults. He is not more than a frigid archivist. So much power and potential kept inert. He made a miracle into a museum piece. I raged. But only for a decade or so. Then I waited, ever watching for more than 1,000 years, for a mistake, a mishap, a misadventure. And these chosen, who have caused you so much trouble accidentally, did me a favor. They brought the crown back into play.
It must really annoy you that some mortals managed to steal the crown when you couldn't.
Yes, it does. Especially when I see what a bloody mess they've made of their whole scheme. They must have raided Mephistopheles' vault. Impressive, I must admit. But they'll be dead soon. If you don't kill them, the Elder Brain will. It doesn't have feelings in the way you'd understand them. But it seems rather angry. It is inevitable. When you destroy the brain, and you will because you must, the crown will be yours for the taking. And when that moment comes, you give the crown to me. In exchange, I give you the hammer now.
A simple transaction, it seems, but it's more than that. He's offering you an alternative to the mind flayer in your head. Take Raphael's deal and you could free Orpheus. With Orpheus free, you would have no need to rely on the Emperor. But there's no guarantee that Orpheus would be on your side. And if you take the deal, you'll have to fulfill it. You'll have to deliver the crown of Karsus to the devil himself. He claims his ambition is to unite the Hells, but can he be trusted to stop there? Do you trust him more than you trust the Emperor?
Skvar! We should do as the devil asks. The Prince of the Comet must rise again.
This is the part of the game where I'm like, I don't trust anyone. I'd rather destroy the crown than risk it falling into the wrong hands again.
How short-sighted. Much better to put it into the right hands. Hands that will ensure it is removed from this world. And it's the only way you can ensure that you remain part of this world.
No deal, Raphael.
I won't stop you. But time is running out. So don't stay away for long. If you see reason, I'll be here, waiting. Right up to the moment the world ends.
The means to loosing the Prince of the Comet was within our grasp, and you refused it. Why?
Lae'zel, you're forgetting that I'm a rogue. We don't need the deal. We can take the hammer from the House of Hope.
I wanted to follow the open valley, the easy way out. You chose the brambled path. I'm annoyed by it. And I admire you for it. We must speak with Voss. Then we find our way to Raphael's House of Hope. We'll take the Orphic hammer and use it to smash the true heir's bonds. Yisk Githkar Tafki Crashet. The Githyanki will be free.
So, the devil himself is pursuing the crown. As for whether it's truly the Crown Caster's forge, well, I think it's safe to assume we shouldn't take anything Raphael utters at face value. We must claim the crown of Casters for ourselves, before anyone else does.
No deal with Raphael. I wouldn't want to give him the satisfaction anyway.
Indeed.
There you are. I thought I'd lost you. Something was blocking me from hearing your thoughts.
Yeah, it was Raphael.
Raphael? Well, thank you for your honesty. Of course, I should have known the devil would come sniffing. The stench of impending chaos is irresistible to them. And what did he want with you?
Well, he wants the crown that's on the brain.
Giving a devil what he wants sounds like a brilliant idea. And what did he offer you in return for bringing it to him?
The means to free Orpheus.
Tell me, you turned him down.
I did.
Good. I am glad. But be careful. The devil is like a cockroach. No matter what you do to it, it will always come back. I doubt this will be the last time you are approached. I trust that you will continue to remember who is really on your side. Without my protection, you cannot defeat the Elder Brain. You cannot even get close to it, no matter what the devil whispers in your ear.
I think the only person on my side is me. Honestly, if I'm just making a play for power. It's also interesting, every conversation I've had there with Raphael has been different. It generally comes down to the same stuff, but that's the first time I've had him yell at me.
Voss, friend to the comet.
Lae'zel of Kalir, warrior of warriors. Tell me you took the devil's deal. Tell me you will free Gith's heir.
I'm not interested in pacting with devils, Voss.
Shkaketh. Orpheus will be free. There is no cost too high to unshackle my people.
Well, Raphael wants a powerful crown and trade. Who knows what chaos he might sow?
No more than Vlaakith will sow in Tunarath and beyond. No more than the Geich will sow across every plain. There is nothing I won't do, nothing I won't give to free Orpheus from the prism. The marks I bear are proof enough of that. But you are the one who carries the astral prism. You are the one who must free the prince. Find a way to retrieve the hammer and free Orpheus from the prism. I will assemble his remaining honor guard and plan our next actions. Together, we will yet free the true heir of Gith's blessed empire. He will free us from Vlaakith and lead our Kithraki against the Geich. Istik, I will wait in the underground. Seek me when you have the hammer in hand.
I didn't say anything about a hammer, Voss. Any idea where Raphael might keep the Orphic hammer?
A devil of Raphael's stature does not simply make camp on the shores of the Styx. He will have made a sanctuary for himself, a lavish one too, one that caters to his many vices.
The House of Hope. We must find a way in.
The House of Hope, you say? I couldn't ask for a name more fitting. Every house has an entrance, Istik. Even those in the Hells. You must find it.
Orpheus sensed a tadpole before, and his guards attack. Won't he attack if we free him?
The Prince of the Comet aches for Githyanki liberation more than he abhors Geich. He might seethe when you free him. He might gnash his teeth and slander your name. But he will see reason. I promise you.
You are wasting your time, and mine. Our true enemy is the Elder Brain. Focus your mind there.
I'll focus on whatever I feel like focusing on, thanks.
Hey! You paid Raphael a visit. I want to hear all about it. Come here, I'm not going to start an argument. I just want to know why you turned the boss down.
Did he tell you to try and win me over with your charms?
Cheeky. We might be in a brothel, but I'm not that kind of gal. You should reconsider, though. The boss might be a devil, but he'll treat you more honestly than anyone else in the city.
What exactly is it that you do for him?
Plenty. But right now, I have one job. You. I'm talking to you openly. mortal to mortal. And I'm begging you to sign the contract. If the brain wins, the Illithid Empire returns and worlds you've never even dreamed of will die. Raphael can stop it. He wants to. And he knows how. You're the key. You always have been.
Thank you for thinking so highly of me. And why make demands of me instead of just helping?
He's a devil. It's his nature. He needs to get his due.
I really don't believe a devil cares about the fate of the world.
I won't pretend he's an altruist. But he's looked at the balance sheet. No world, no souls. And it's hard to get leverage on an Illithid. They make terrible clients.
Well, I'll stop the brain without his help.
I doubt it. But even if you do, you won't survive the fight. I'd reconsider if I were you.
Head back to camp real fast. I'm gonna go pick up Jaheira. Probably talk to everyone else as well, see what they have to say about Raphael.
So Bal's chosen is a doppelganger. I should not be surprised. They have ever been among his favorite servants. Orin is testing you. Either she thinks herself a predator, playing with her food, or she fears what you might do. Good.
You seem to have experience with doppelgangers.
This all begins to ring a little too familiar for my liking. The last time I fought doppelgangers, the Balspawn Sarevok was using them to subvert the city government, aid his rise to power. But Orin, he's more predator than politician, I think. She simply wants to make us feel hunted, isolated. Tell the Lordling that Orin is watching. Seems that Gortash and Orin have had a little falling out. We should leverage that.
And how are you faring without your Harpers?
You think me lonely? In truth, I prefer travel in a small pack such as this. Unburdened by numbers, we're free to act rather than react. A little like the old days. With allies every bit as peculiar. Give or take a few tadpoles.
I'd like to hear more about those old days.
Would you? In time, then. Perhaps once you found a rocking chair for me to doze off in.
Was it true that you've fought the dead free before?
It was Baal alone we faced in our time. And bad as that was, he had no elder brain for a lapdog then. Help won't come from the history books, or from any old tales I can spin you. This is your story to write. There. Have I fulfilled my role as your wise and wizened elder?
You're only one of those things.
Don't tell me which. Against all life experience, I will choose to assume the best.
And you mentioned you know something of Illithids?
More than I would like. In my youth, I was a brief and very much unwilling member of a colony's hive mind. I felt the way they think, saw the world as they do. Foul, unnatural creatures who find the foulness in us and twist it to their will. But then, who am I speaking to? You have far more experience than I.
I've got a brain slug. Ooh. Well, my mind is still my own, and I plan to keep it that way.
I believe you. You remind me of another I knew, marked by forces beyond their control. The gods can grant power or strip it away, but so long as your will remains, you have the only weapon you need.
I have set her up. She is a level 10 monk. I've never played monk in this game, so it might be a little bit of learning. Also, because I don't have any armor, I had to give her Isabel's armor, which is a bit fucked up, honestly. We are just gonna run punchy monk. Dexterity, no tavern brawler here, because we don't want to be too overpowered, you know? Did you know Duke Stalmain allied with the Emperor?
Mind flayers are like devils. They just sport tentacles rather than wings. Clever, manipulative, exploitative. The Emperor says he's a friend. I think we'd be fools to believe him. And maybe it's true. Maybe Stelmane allied with a mind flayer and subjected the city to their political will. Or Maybe he made an offer she couldn't refuse.
Here's the statue of Shadowheart, the Passionate. Just look at those cheekbones. Alright, now that we've got Jaheira, let's head back out.
Worms Crossing. And this place has been a haven. And Harpers were less than welcome in the city proper.
Seems hard to imagine your efforts haven't always been appreciated.
Pleasure isn't just physical.
A Harper does not go in for public acclaim. We work in shadow and secrecy. Tragically unacknowledged by the ungrateful herd.
Sounds familiar.
Does sound familiar. It can be hard to hear your companions around here. You know, the city of Baldur's Gate is a loud place.
Greetings, sir. Your noble bearing brings a little class to my humble...
You can turn off the charm, Entharl. She's with me.
Blueberries. Thought I had a sale.
Blueberries.
You look tired, Harper.
I missed you too. They're already here?
Down below. Here's the key.
Pleased to meet you, Harper Infall.
You seem a nice sort, so I'll assume the insult was accidental.
Entharl's no Harper, and claims no love for those who are. But he's been known to shelter us when we need it.
Entharl has been known to charge rent. Harpers have been known to ignore him. Now go on. The short father may send me an actual paying customer today.
Well, what have you got to trade?
To buy? You're already my favorite.
Infral does have some amazing stuff. Cloak of Displacement, pretty good. Also, immediately, there's this Garb of the Land and Sky, which I guess we could buy for Jaheira.
Hi, Harper. May Seluna's tears shine on this meeting.
A very formal greeting, Geraldus. You are well?
Yes. Hi, Harper. Standing beneath Seluna's tears.
The lad's a little nervous, Jaheira. We heard of your great victory against Ketheric.
Geraldus isn't nervous. He's terrified. And he's using Seluna's tears as some kind of code.
I understand, Geraldus. Take a moment. And you, Harper. There is something familiar about you. Doesn't she remind you of our old friend Marcus?
Jaheira's meaning is clear. Marcus was a traitor laying a trap. The same, it seems, is happening here.
I see what you mean, Jaheira.
The problem with Marcus, of course... We didn't end on the best of terms.
Now we get the upper hand. So it seems like the Harpers may have been infiltrated. Oh. 47? Our doppelgangers, of course. Look, I got the unarmed strike, tutorial, just to show you that I haven't played Monk. It's under my camera, but it's there. That's like the AoE. Now, if the attacks actually land in the next turn, we may be able to deal with all of these doppelgangers before they even get an attack. Let's see. Yeah, it can be a little bit bad for me.
Doppelgangers. How many has she brought to Baal's side, I wonder?
Mahler's mark. How many more Harpers dead?
Did I get it right?
Seluna's tears. It is said no false face can stand beneath their light. An old code, Harper. But yes, you got it right. Now I need your report.
We had eyes on suspected cultists in the city, like you asked. We thought we were tracking them, but...
They were tracking you instead, evidently. Doppelgangers.
And they're not just working with the cult. Hi, Harper. They're part of it. Ballists, I think.
Sworn to Orin the Red, yes. We've already had the pleasure. Go on.
Everything seemed fine until your latest orders. Until we started to search for the Rashomar. They struck the same night. I woke to one of them strangling Kelvin, while smiling at me out of her face. She said... It said... that I'd report back to you as normal. Lure you here, and... I had no choice!
I'm sure it felt that way, Geraldus. The others were likely dragged back to Orin. Tortured. Sacrificed. I do not expect you to die for me. But to risk Entharl, any citizen who might have wandered in, there is always a choice. And the Harper must be able to make the hard ones. Perhaps this isn't the life for you after all, Geraldus.
No, Jaheira! Hi, Harper! Please! I'm still a Harper. I want to help!
You've scarcely signed up, boy. And there is a war coming. Why die a Harper, when you could still live as anything else?
She's right, Geraldus. You did your part. Go live your life.
This work isn't for everyone, boy, and there is no shame in that. Go home to your mother, and leave the task to us.
Yes, High Harper.
Just Jaheira to you now. Go on. I have all the help I need. Orin knows the hunt. In one stroke, she places the Harpers beyond our reach. Separates us from our pack. Until we know who the false facers are, we cannot trust anyone beyond ourselves.
Who is this Rashomar you had your Harpers searching for?
A shame of mine. Redoubled because I did not tell you everything sooner. Tell me, what do you know of a man named Minsk of Rashomon?
The name is as familiar as Jaheira's own. A hero of the time of troubles, who saved the city more than once.
Oh, he travelled with you back in the old days.
I sense you mean no insult, calling scarce a century ago the old days, which is considerably more insulting. Minsk is an old friend. Perhaps my oldest. We've fought at one another's backs times beyond counting. And the last time I saw him, I left him to die.
I suspect there's more to the story, didn't they?
There always is. But that is still the fundamental fact of it. Before we ever heard of this absolute, we received word of a gathering in the Undercity. What we found was the first dark seed of this plot. A circle of cultists with mind flayers in their midst. We might have ended it there, cut off at the root, but before I could send for help, Minsk charged in alone. It was chaos. He was overrun, dragged down beneath a mass of tentacles. I had a choice. Stay and let word of this cult die with us, or leave him and live to fight another day.
So you left?
And would again. The world takes much from those who presume to defend it. But sometimes, you get to take it back. Infection, indoctrination, eradication. That has been the fate of everyone the cult has captured so far. But it has not been yours. With your help, perhaps it need not be Minsk's either.
And why are you telling me this now?
Because I was playing the pragmatist and writing my friend off for dead. Then I met you. If I seem suddenly flushed with hope and soft feeling, you have only yourself to blame. Oh, the point is moot without the means to find him. Without the Harpers, we shall have to find another path. I'll have a better idea of what that is once we're through the gates. Seems I need to reacquaint myself with this damned city.
We can't rely on the Harpers. Not when Orin has them infested with shapeshifters. We're on our own. Though, I suppose we're used to it by now.
Even the venerable Harpers are compromised by the Absolute's poison. A grim turn of events. but one we must take in our stride.
If your lot have cracked another bloody cask,
They're dead, Entharl. Doppelgangers were using them as bait.
Seems they snared more than they could skin in you. Did Geraldus survive?
Alive. But a Harper no more. He's better off out of it.
Likely you're right. I'll tuck him up tight till I can ship him back to his mother. What are you going to do?
Continue the hunt.
Aye. Silly question, I suppose.
Lady Infal, thanks for the stuff. We're gonna go through there next time, but we want to do a long rest first. Get some stuff underway. You know, we're still new into Act 3. There's still a lot of content to do in the camp and everything.
Shapeshifters in the Harpers. My dad always admired their mission. Said they gave up their entire lives so we could live safely and ask for nothing in return. We'll rout them, right? For the city and for Dad.
Yeah.
The Harpers have been compromised. A balancing power now unbalanced. Jaheira's support has been invaluable. We should return it in kind.
Indeed.
So much for the cavalry riding to our rescue. This is what we get for putting our faith in a network of spies, I suppose.
It's all good, Astarion. Have you been thinking about the ritual?
The thing that will decide my fate forevermore. Yes, it's been on my mind. Why?
Just wondering what your intentions are?
I hadn't really decided on the specifics. Obviously, we could stop the ritual, or not. What? I've obviously thought about it. If I was the one who completed the ritual, I'd have such power. And I could walk in the sun without fear I'd turn into a mind flare.
It is tempting, naturally.
Of course, I don't even know if I could complete the ritual. It may be impossible, but it certainly is tempting.
I never quite realized how burdened I was until I met you. The threat of the Shadow Curse, the politics of the Grove. I was forgetting who I was. But you lifted the fog. Thank you.
What have you discovered in this fog's lifting?
You. I discovered you. I have lived a very long time. I have taken many lovers. My heart does not stir lightly. But it does now.
Well, Halsin, it seems your heart stirs more easily than you think, if you've had many lovers.
Like I said, I've lived a long time, traveled far and wide. I've lain with elf maidens under the boughs of oaks. I've had a Neelantha pirate claw my back and cry my name until he was hoarse. And I've been to the Underdark. Many times. I want more than to fight at your side, or sit around the campfire with you. I want to lay with you under the stars and feel your skin against mine. I think you feel the same way. Once the power of the Shadow Curse was broken, the connection was undeniable. We both felt it. But tell me I'm wrong, and the matter can rest. I do not wish to sour our friendship, but I have to know if it can be something more.
Well, I've already got a hot elf girlfriend, Halsin, so I don't really see you that way.
I understand. And I still cherish our relationship. Still, I could not have forgiven myself had I not taken the plunge. Better to have tried and failed.
Exactly. Everyone should remember that. Better to have tried but failed.
What's on your mind?
Gale's looking very snazzy. I like that outfit on Gale. I even made a statue of my hot elf girlfriend, so Halsin should know where he stands, you know? Anyway, I think that's where I'll bring this episode to an end. Did say that we're going to cross that big old drawbridge behind us in the next episode. and that is what we will be doing. We'll be going into Worm's Rock, running into Gortash, because he's holding something of a coronation for himself there. Maybe we'll disrupt that. We'll probably take Karlach there, because it's important that she goes there. Hopefully we can keep her under control. This episode was pretty good though. We got to run into Raphael again. But yeah, next episode we'll go into Worm Rock and deal with all that. And then the episode after, we're probably going to finally head into the city of Baldur's Gate. Hope you have a great day or night, depending on when you're watching this video. And I'll see you in the next one.